I'm Toni.
And hi, I am Evonne. And we are here to discuss about Rene Descartes' book entitled Meditations on First Philosophy.
Not only to discuss, but also to help you understand and digest this reading.
To begin, we will give a short background regarding this book. Well, it went through a lot. The first published copy was from 1641. It was in Latin. Later on, there came a second edition where they added objections to Rene's work. And what's interesting about this is that the book got published again, including those objections, but this time with replies to those objections.
Well, you're in for a long ride, as the author himself says that it demands a mind wholly devoted to understand his work, since the case is different in philosophy, as this is where everyone believes that all is problematical.
Moving on, there are 6 meditations in this book that acts like chapters. The first meditation focuses on doubting everything and starting with a new blank canvas, and for the following meditations, he starts building beliefs that are 100% not doubtable. But for now, we will only focus on the first 2 meditations.
In the first paragraph of this meditation, he states that his mission is to seriously rid of all opinions na inaccept niya before, so that he could build a new foundation, where all is certainly true. Pero he did not read to start immediately. Bakit kaya? Dahil he knew na hindi pa siya ganun ka-matured. He waited for the right time and age.
So, ayun na yung mission, to get rid of everything, to get rid of the opinions. Pero paano? There's what we call the method of doubt. In the last sentence of the second paragraph of Meditation 1 states that I shall only in the first place attack those principles upon which all my former opinions rested. Ito na yung explanation niya about the method.
Now, baka naguguluhan ka pa while you're listening, but allow us to elaborate it to the best that we can. So, una sa lahat, remember his mission to get rid of all uncertain things? For example, sinabi ko na the speed of light is this. Would you believe it? Yes, actually, most of us will. Kasi ito yung tinuturo sa atin sa school. Pero, what if nagkamali lang pala and hindi lang na double check, may namaling number? It's still uncertain, di ba?
Pero in this case, hindi niya madadoubt every single thing kasi we have so much that we believe in. Naniniwala kang tao ka, na may kamay ka, green ang grass, and so much more. Kaya itong method of doubt, it has a specific method to make it fast. To make getting rid of those uncertain things fast, hindi mo na siya kailangan isa-isahin pa.
Going back doon sa quote, I shall only in the first place attack those principles upon which all my former opinions rested. It's like getting to the root of things. For example, yung parents mo, di ba most of the time katotohanan naman tinuturo nila sa inyo. But, may times na nagsisinungaling sila. So, everything na natutunan mo from them, you will doubt everything. And once there is a reason to doubt something, it is already considered uncertain or an opinion. Well, that is just an example for you to understand this method.
Moving on, here is the first principle that he will doubt. Everything that he learned through his senses. Ayan, ida-doubt niya yan. Since kunwari, di ba minsan, akala mo may ipis pala sa floor, tapos napatalon ka, yun pala raisin lang. So, deceiving yung senses mo. Therefore, you doubt everything na nanggaling sa senses mo. What you see, what you hear, what you touch, and everything.
But on the next paragraph, he realizes that senses are only deceiving kapag malayo yung isang bagay or kaya kapag maliit. Katulad ng example kanina, yung maliit na raisin, malayo yun kaya akala mo ipis. Pero if up close, di mo mafu-fool and alam mo na raisin yun. Just like right now, you can see your hands, you can see that you're wearing clothes, and there should be no way to doubt that, diba?
So now, he trusts whatever his senses tell him about large and nearby things. Next, he doubts this by considering that he is a man na capable of dreaming when asleep. And kapag tulog ka, diba, you can't really confirm na nananaginip ka lang. You believe that it's real while you're dreaming.
So, marami na siyang na-doubt. Like, halos lahat na. Ano pa kaya yung mga hindi pa niya na-doubt? First is the existence of colors. Second ay yung corporeal or material stuff and their extension. And third, the arithmetic and geometric truths.
So first, yung colors. He's not saying that this specific things has these specific colors. No, he's just saying na hindi ka madideceive ng dream mo that there's a new colors that exists. You could only dream of a color if meron talagang ganong kulay or shade.
Next ay yung corporeal or material things and their extensions like a human body or a physical thing like a chair, a table, or this ball pen I'm holding right here. He's not saying na things exist. He's just saying na if a thing exists, it's extended and takes up space, like this ball pen.
So third, arithmetic or geometric truths. We don't demonstrate their truths through the senses. Ngayon, it might be confusing kasi all you know is through your senses, like tinuro sa'yo ng teacher na 1 plus 2 equals 3. Now, baka sabihin niya na pwede itong i-doubt since baka nananaginip ka lang ng tinuro to ng teacher mo sa'yo ng elementary, but hindi siya ganon. Yung numbers na nandyan sa screen, those are just the representations of the numbers. The number 3, you can't really see it. It does not take up space. And this is not 3, this is just dots on your screen forming a figure.
To sum it up, itong tatlong to, the colors, corporeal things, and arithmetic and geometric truths, you know them hindi dahil sa senses mo. So now, believable pa siya. But Rene will still doubt them. Paano kaya?
So, he doubts those by thinking that there could be a creature as powerful as God, but not as good as him. And this creature could be deceiving him about first, the existence of colors, second, corporeal or material stuff that is extended, and third, arithmetic and geometric truths. He continues that he stops believing everything, and if there was a malicious demon, at least hindi siya nagpa-full down sa demon na yan regarding the existence of all those things.
To end this meditation, Rene Descartes will find one thing that he thinks he knows that has got to be certainly true, that a malicious demon can't deceive him from.
And this will be further be explained in meditation 2.
In the first paragraph, he announces na magsastart na siya from his endpoint in meditation 1 by continuing his thought experiment in search of just one thing na certain and unshaken, yung hindi niya ma-doubt.
In paragraph 2, sinasuggest niya na perhaps the only thing that is certain is that nothing is certain, which is skepticism na, and yung view na to is a view that Descartes will ultimately deny.
In paragraph 3, he starts thinking about the existence of God, that maybe God is real. God is there because he could be the one putting my thoughts in my mind. But then he realizes that his thoughts, hindi napuprove ng thoughts na to yung existence ng God. Rather, napuprove ng thoughts na to that he himself exists. With this, he says, I am, I exist is necessarily true each time that I pronounce it, or that I mentally conceive it. Because even if there is a being as powerful as God who is deceiving him to believe that he does not exist, then kailangan nag-exist siya para ma-deceive siya.
In paragraphs 4, 5, and 6, Descartes tries to understand what he is. He knows he exists. Pero ano siya? What is he? What is this thing that exists? He arrived at two important conclusions here. Una, hindi niya masabi na he is a rational animal. And pangalawa, he is there for precisely nothing but a thinking thing.
In paragraph 7, Descartes tries out his imagination, only to quickly realize that it misleads him into error. He resolves to be much more careful about using his imagination. While in paragraph 8, he briefly restates his conclusion so far, that he exists and he is a thing that thinks. In paragraph 9, Descartes gives a catalog of thoughts, acts of thinking that he, this thinking thing, is capable of doing. These acts are inseparable from him, he realizes, and are just as certainly known as his existence.
In paragraph 10, Descartes notes that he feels compelled to believe in the existence of sensible objects. In order to explore this compulsion, he decides to relax his control and to let his mind off its short leash just this once and see where it goes.
In paragraphs 11 and 12, Descartes reflects on the nature of physical, sensible objects in his famous thought experiment with the wax. Kinunclude niya na the reality of the wax is its extension and nothing else, and that this extension is grasped by his mind alone, at hindi ng senses niya.
In paragraph 13, Descartes notes that his mind is still inclined to make errors about things, and in paragraph 14, he concludes that he only truly knew the wax after niyang mag-reflect sa mga sensible experiences niya after nun. The sense experiences themselves were far from being clear and distinct knowledge.
In the next paragraph, paragraph 15, nag-come up si Descartes sa dalawa pang important conclusions. First, that his own existence as a mind ay still better known kaysa sa existence ng wax. And second, what is true of the wax is true of every object external to his mind. The entire physical world shares the character of the wax. It is known through his mind alone.
Sa last paragraph, paragraph 16, Descartes summarizes his findings so far. Even bodies are not properly speaking known by the senses or by the faculty of imagination, but by the understanding only, and furthermore, he states that I see clearly that there is nothing which is easier for me to know than my mind.
He then resolves to rest and reflect on these truths before considering the existence of God in Meditation 3, which you could continue reading if you got interested with Descartes' book. But for now, hanggang Meditation 2 lang kami. Again, I'm Toni.
And I am Evonne.
Thank you for listening!